Good evening, students. How are you all? Fine. Okay, very good. Students, now is the session of business study as usually it happens every day at this time. Okay, in all the previous sessions of business study, we have discussed much about different components, different aspects of management, and now we are doing the principles of management given by Henry Fayol, and after that, we have started doing the scientific management under which we are studying different techniques given by F.W. Taylor, the father of scientific management. Okay. Till now, we have discussed the techniques of functional foremanship, the technique of standardization of work, the technique of simplification of work, the technique of scientific study of work, etc. We have discussed in much detail. And I think you may have gone through also all these topics from the textbook and you have well understood the related contents and concepts, etc. Okay. Now let us proceed with the next technique, and that is differential wage rate system or the technique of piece wage rate system. Okay. F.W. Taylor says that there should not be uniform rate of wage in the enterprise. Rather, there should be discriminatory wage rate system or differential wage rate system. But in what way? In the way if a certain standard amount is fixed to be produced by an average worker every day. Okay, so the workers who can produce this standard amount will be paid high wage rate, and the workers who cannot produce this standard amount will be paid low wage rate. This is the called differential piece wage rate system. Suppose a standard of producing 20 units every day by an average worker is set by the management. Okay, that means each worker has to produce minimum 20 units every day. And if it is fixed that the worker who will produce 20 units and more will be paid high wage rate, suppose 10 rupees per unit. And it is also said that if a worker produces less than the standard of 20 units will be paid low wage rate, suppose 8 rupees per unit. Then certainly by producing 20 units and more, a worker can earn more. And certainly by producing 20 less than 20 units will earn less. So this differential piece rate system, this differential wage rate system, in fact differentiates the workers between the efficient and the inefficient. The workers who are producing the standard amount of the product will be called efficient workers, and who are not will be called inefficient workers. Okay. What will be its consequences? Those who are efficient workers will always make effort to maintain and improve their efficiency, and those who are inefficient workers will try their level best to increase their efficiency so that they could earn more. Okay. So if this technique of differential piece rate system is introduced in the enterprise, then it will help in improving overall efficiency of the enterprise. Okay. So differential piece wage rate system is a very effective technique given by F.W. Taylor to improve the efficiency. It will help in reducing the cost and improving output. Okay. The next important technique of scientific management given by F.W. Taylor is called mental revolution. In fact, this is not a technique, but it is an idea by implementing which in the enterprise the benefits of other techniques of scientific management can be obtained at high level, at larger level. Okay. So let us see what is this mental revolution. Taylor says that mental revolution means complete change in the mindset of the workers and management both. They should consider that they are indispensable of each other. Their existence depends on each other. Traditionally, there happens to be a conflict between the workers and management regarding sharing of the profit. And they have very ill feelings about each other. Traditionally, the workers feel that the management is bloodsucker, the management exploits us, pays less and wants more. And the management, what does management think about the workers? Traditionally, this is the wrong conception. Usually, management thinks that the workers are suckers, they simply demand but do not pay, do not contribute. This ill relationship, this ill thinking about each other will ultimately harm the organization. The work progress cannot take place in the right direction. So Taylor has suggested that there should be complete change in the mindset and in the feelings of workers and management both about each other. They should collectively make effort to maximize profit, because as much as high profit they will generate, the larger share they can have. Okay. And there should be a sense of cooperation, there should be a sense of belongingness, there should be a sense of brotherhood between the workers and the management. This is mental revolution. Okay. So instead of fighting for sharing of the profit, better to struggle and make collective effort to increase the profit. Okay, this is mental revolution. So students, till now I have discussed almost all the techniques of scientific management given by F.W. Taylor, right? And right now, so students, till now we have discussed different principles of management, fundamental principles of management given by Henry Fayol, and different techniques of scientific management given by F.W. Taylor. Okay, if you make a comparative study of these principles and techniques given by them, you will find that there are some similarities in the thoughts and techniques given by them, as well as there are some dissimilarities also. Okay, so better to make a short comparative study of the thoughts given by F.W. Taylor and Henry Fayol. Okay, first of all, let us discuss about the similarities. Number one, F.W. Taylor and Henry Fayol both have given solutions to different problems, different managerial problems of an organization, and these solutions have been advised by them on the basis of their experiences and experimentations. Okay, so their solutions are based on the facts and truths. Okay, they provide a very clear guidelines to the managers how should they respond in a specific situation and how should they solve a particular problem. This is the similarity. Second, F.W. Taylor and Henry Fayol both have given emphasis on the practical aspect of the principles of management. As Fayol has said, the list of the principles should not be too much long, rather, they should be limited, or only those principles should be considered, should be taken into account which can be applied practically. The same way, F.W. Taylor has also suggested only those techniques which can be implemented practically, not those techniques which cannot be implemented. So, here is also a similarity between the techniques given by F.W. Taylor and the principles given by Henry Fayol about their practicability. That means the thoughts and the techniques and principles all given by them have more practical aspect and less theoretical aspect. Okay, so from practicability point of view, there is similarity in between them. The third important similarity is that F.W. Taylor and Henry Fayol, both of them agreed that there should be a healthy relationship, very good relationship between the workers and management to achieve the long-term and short-term organizational goals and objectives. Both of them had advised to create a sense of cooperation and belongingness between the workers and management. Okay, so these are the major similarities between the thoughts and techniques given by Henry Fayol as well as the thoughts and techniques given by F.W. Taylor. Now let us discuss about the dissimilarities. There are differences also, and why differences? What are the differences? As for example, number one, the management of Henry Fayol begins in fact from the top level of the organization, which means the principles suggested by Henry Fayol are mainly useful for the top level management, whereas the techniques, the management of F.W. Taylor begins from floor level, lower level, and the techniques given by F.W. Taylor in fact are useful for the managers working at lower level. Okay, the second important difference in between these two is that under the principles of Henry Fayol, the principle of unity of command is strictly followed, whereas under the techniques of F.W. Taylor, the principle of unity of command is violated. Okay. Third one, if you compare very minutely, you will find that the nature of the principles of management suggested by Henry Fayol is more administrative, which involves the decisions related to administrative aspect of the organization and focuses on control. But the nature of the techniques given by F.W. Taylor is creative. Okay, and it focuses on improving efficiency of the enterprise. Okay, through creative activities with a scientific temperament. This is the main difference. The next difference you can say, while giving different principles of management, Henry Fayol seems to be a philosopher, seems to be a professional. But while giving different techniques of scientific management, F.W. Taylor seems to be a scientific. Okay, so in fact, in conclusion, you can say that F.W. Taylor has an administrative approach towards management of an enterprise, whereas F.W. Taylor has a scientific approach towards management of an enterprise. Okay, so this is the comparative study of Henry Fayol and F.W. Taylor. I would like to suggest you all to go through this study properly from the textbook and do the related questions. Some of the case studies may also be asked, so better you take care of all these and have a conversation with me if needed. Okay, thank you.